Hello, hello everybody, welcome back. So you have chosen to skip the grind. Let's look at what you can do to make money and what that Tech Fleet program did not provide you. So first off, we're going to start with our skills. We're going to have a look at what we might be missing. So we're going to go ahead and level up to level 10. That way we have access to everything. We're also going to claim our pilot growth fund. This will give us a bunch of skill points. We will absolutely need those. So let's have a look through here. We have Battleship, Command, Regular, and Expert. That's pretty good. Advanced Afterburner and Expert Afterburner. That's pretty good. Good on shield operation and stuff. We don't really need anything extra here. I would probably want some of this in the future. Defense upgrade. Battleship defense. Yep, that's pretty good. Engineering. Yep, that looks good. Targeting looks really nice. And electronic warfare looks really good. Nice, nice. Let's go ahead and look at our weapons here. Drones are the ones we chose. Oh, they messed up. So, they've given us the large drone operation here. But what they did not give us was the skill to actually use drones. So, we're going to go ahead and use that money that we sold our Flex for, and we're going to buy this skill. We will then level this skill at least to level 4 or level 5. We need at least level 4, really level 3 you could probably do, but I highly recommend you get level 4, just for that extra kilometer of drone command range. This will get you started on that, and we're actually going to hit train now, and that way it will put it in our queue. This will take 4 days to complete. Let's have a look at what else we have. So that was actually an important thing that they missed when giving us the skill chips, because we could not use our drones unless we skilled into this skill. Okay. A lot of this other stuff we will have to train into eventually. We also want to do large missile torpedo stuff, but for now, drones is just fine. Let's see, what else do we have here? Nothing there, nothing there, nothing there, and we have all of our planetary. Alright, so with our planetary, we can set up some stuff for us to make some passive income or whatever you want to do with it. In my system, give me a minute, let me show that again. So I came to my character, I came down here to the right, and I hit planetary. I'm looking for stuff like this here, where it says perfect. Let's check the value of this on the market. That's actually pretty good. I think we could make some use out of that. So we're going to place our development array. We have 16. I'm just going to go for all fuel. That is a very useful item for us. And I really want to stay with using fuel. So this is our only planet with fuel right now. We're going to jump out of this ship real quick by clicking the ship and hitting leave ship. We are going to undock here.
Undocking.
And with that, we can now choose over here on the right, advanced settings, display filter tag. This will give us more information about what's going on, but what we really care about right now is going to a different system. So let me go ahead and jump to perimeter.
Warp drive active.
We are going to set us up with a lot of fuel that fills this container quickly. So we have a passive income for us. We can also use that fuel in the future when we fit our ship in a few different areas. Alright, let's check our planets. I have the planets set here, but we can also go through planetary production there. Let's look and see if we can find some good fuel related things. There's another one. I really like using heavy water because it fills these containers very quickly. So our other options here would be like noble metals and fiber, reactive gas, heavy water and liquid ozone. I'm gonna go ahead and take that. That's all right. So the reason I keep saying it, but the reason I choose heavy water is because it fills quickly. You can see we're already at 26 units. We're already at 137. So we want to fill these containers as quickly as possible. And in doing so, that will give us a nice income every week. Alright, let's go find another system with more heavy water. I believe Erlin has some, so let me go there. Actually, no, I believe Ian Orsta does as well. So you can see here, we listed our flex for sale, and that's why we have money. We're gonna go ahead and jump through this gate. And let's check the planets again. Like I said, we're looking for things like perfect heavy water. That's a good one right there. Okay, we don't have anything else there. let's go ahead and go to Kisoko, I believe.
Warp drive active.
These planets will slowly, over time, fill these containers here that you see, and when they fill them, they will turn red, and when you launch those, you will have to go get them from your planet. In high-sec, you do not have to worry about people stealing it. In low-sec and null-sec, you do have to worry about people stealing it. Okay, what do we have here? We've got noble gas. It's kind of good. And not very good options here. Let's try somewhere else, I think. So let's go back through our Stargate to Erlin, and we're going to try Ian Orsta. So our goal today is really just to get you set up, get you running missions, and start making an income so you can try to start funding things that you're interested in, or using your ISK to buy Flex, and that Flex can get you a month of Omega every month. Right now, that's going to cost somewhere about 1.6 or 1.8 billion ISK. Alright, so let's go actually through Kusamon 1 this time.
Warp drive active.
Usually with heavy water, if it's perfect, you can fill those containers every day or every 2 days. Alright, let's check the planets again. We have a rich heavy water there. I think we'll be okay to grab the rich heavy water. It's not gonna kill us. We're gonna extend the mining time for all planets. You can see now that none of these are yellow on the left. They all have 24 hours before you have to hit that button again. Or launch your planets at the end of it. Alright, let's go back to Gina. This is not our home. Let's go and actually, up here on the top, we're going to hit search. We're going to hit Gita, Jita. We're going to hit enter and hit search. This will give us the system name, a bunch of stuff in the area. This one here is the one we want. So we're going to hit that. We're going to hit save location. And we're going to save that to our personal thing here. This is what we use for autopilot. So we will select this. We're going to set as destination.
Autopilot
And we're going to hit
engaged.
go. This will now take us to Gina, and we don't have to manually choose where we want to go. as we slowly make our way, let's just kind of enjoy what's going on in space. Lots of pretty stuff. We've got the sun glaring in our eyes.
Warp drive active.
I'm not going to teach you anything you really don't need to know. I'm here to get you ready to actually make some ISK. So we've got our planetary done. That is huge. That's going to get us started really nicely. But it's not going to carry us very well. We're going to have to actually do some work. When we get back to Gina, we will look at a couple of options you have for making ISK once we fit our ship.
Warp drive active. Docking request accepted.
Wait for it to dock us here. Alright. Let's go back into our inventory here. We can select Ship Hangar. We can select our Praxis 2 and hit Set Active. Let's talk about our fit here. High slots are where main weapons go. Do not use these on the right. Those are not meant for the ship. The way you can tell that is because it says large turrets and large missiles. So those are the things we're going to be looking for. We're going to go for large missiles on our ship because that is what I find the most fun. Although, we might be able to do large rail guns instead on this. I don't know. It's a hard choice. It really is. Just look at all of the different weapon types, mess around with them, have fun with them, and find one you like. I just know I really like missiles. Alright, so in our mid slot, I'm going to grab at least one web of fire here. We already have one, so I'm going to throw one on. And our low slots, we have nothing, so we're going to have to buy things for that too. Let's check this button here. It flips our fitting to the rig area. This is our combat rigs over here, and these are our engineering rigs over there. We're going to have to buy stuff for that as well. So, the best way for us to be safe and make money, we can either choose to be a ranged fit, or we can be a brawl fit. I personally like both, and each one has its unique capability. So what I think we'll do is we'll start with the ranged fit. We have 4 drone slots? Yep, we have 4 drone slots. Let's go ahead and go to the market. We're going to go for our mid-slot weapons. We're going to go to 2 drones. And we're going to come all the way down here to sentry drones. What we want is these things called guards. These are non-moving drones. They sit right where they're dropped. Wow. There is none on the market, huh? Okay. How about Federation Navies? Wow, there's none there too. How about Mark 7s? Wow, and there's none there too. Okay. Those are too expensive. Okay, so we can't put our hands on guards right now. Guards are really good because they have great tracking. But maybe we can get our hands on some wardens. These are the same thing, but they're longer range and worse tracking. Hey, Azim, you want to see something kind of crazy? There's none on the market. So I think we'll go for wardens, or maybe we'll go for, like, prototype curators. Nah, I don't think so. I think wardens are going to be fine. So we're going to buy 4 of these. That's going to cost us a little bit, especially 120 million. That's a lot to fit for our main weapons right now. But it's going to help us make money. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. We'll take those. We'll put those in our low slots here. Well, not low slots, our mid slots. And that gives us 600 DPS with these guards without anything fit. This also gives us a 73 kilometer optimal range on them with a 55 kilometer accuracy fall off. That's pretty good. I like it. Let's go ahead and go back to the market. We're going to focus on our low slots now. Our mid slots really don't matter for us right now, but it will matter to us later today. So the things we're looking for, we need a couple of weapon upgrades. We're going to look at drone damage amplifiers. We want some pretty good ones. Yeah, let's go ahead and get, I think, 3 of these. We are also going to get a omnidirectional tracking link, I believe. This one gives us the range and the tracking speed. I believe that's the one we need. Yeah, I don't see anything else, so that'll be the one we need. Because it won't be drone navigation. So let's go ahead and get a few of these. Probably 1, maybe 2. Yeah, let's just go with 1. Ah, we bought one in a location that is not here. So we're gonna have to don't show this again, and we're gonna hit cancel here. It's trying to show me how to do that. So in order to go get that, we can come to our inventory. We're gonna hit personal assets. And we can hit select through these until you find where your location is. And you can hit this and hit set as destination. We'll go pick that up in a bit. We're going to fit these DPS modules on here. Okay, we're at 928 DPS. It's not a whole lot, but we're getting there. Okay, next thing we're gonna do here is we are going to the market. We're going to grab our combat rigs. So, Azim, how you doing today? We're going for drone rigs, and we want drone speed augmenters. It's a lot of money to spend on these, but like I said, this will help us in the future. So we're going to get 3 of them. That's going to be a really good DPS increase that we're going to get out of that. And then we are also going to do our engineering rigs. I don't think so. I think they're just bugged. We are going to grab our capacitor control circuits. We need 3 of these. As you can see, our money does not last long. We're already down to 197 million left. But you won't have to try to refit this thing that hard. Hello, how you doing? We're gonna go ahead and make sure we are dropping each one of these in here. And we're gonna put our drone speed augmenters over here. Okay, that puts us at 1,282 DPS. This is a lot lower than what you would get out of the guards, but that's the only option we really had. Alright, so on the market again, we will have our mid slots. We will grab 1 capacitor warfare module. It is going to be our large energy Nosferatu. We want something kind of cheap, but not bad. That's 9 million. This is going to be 9 million. Let's just go for the Imperial Navy. We are also going to grab electronic warfare module called a target painter. We're going to go for kind of a good one. It's pretty cheap, so we're going to get that. We are also going to grab... No, I think that's all of our mid slots done. So we're going to put our target painter here. And we're going to put our large Nosferatu here. Okay, so we have 1 empty mid slot. Let us grab a... what do I want to grab? I think I want to grab a group shield booster. So we're going to come down here to fleet maintenance. And just across the way, just down a little bit, we have the large group shield boosters. These will allow us to use fuel in order to heal ourselves. It's not a whole lot, but it does help. We're actually going to buy 4 of these because we will use them in the future. Let's go ahead and fit that on here. Okay, so that is our mid slots done. It doesn't matter what order you put those in, just make it look like you want it to, or if you don't care, it's fine. Alright, so our next thing here, we're going to grab that omnidirectional tracking link, and then we're probably going to have one red shield hardener and one shield booster. Let's go ahead and do that. These are our low slots. Let's go for a shield booster. We want a large shield booster. Preferably, we want a C-type, whichever the lowest cost C-type is. That would be this one right here. We also want a shield hardener. We want the lowest cost C-type shield hardener as well. Okay. We're going to buy one of these right now, but I really should buy 3. So let's go ahead and grab our shield booster and our 1 hardener. Now let's look at high slots. Hey Kumi, how you doing today? High slots, what do we want to go for? I'm doing good. We're just trying to get this account set up and show off how a brand new player day 1 that has bought the Tech Leap program can get going. I'm really thinking railguns would be very good for us in this sort of ranged fit. But I am very much a missile person. Missiles are not going to be very useful for us in a ranged fit. Yeah, I had to show off the Tech Leap program to me. It's okay. I can use this to run Dormant Realms eventually, too. What do we go with? What do you guys think? Railguns or missiles? Because that'll determine what we use our skill points on. Because we want to try to do Dormant Realms as well. At least 1-1, if we can help it. I'm really tempted on the railguns. We're gonna go with large rifled railguns, I think, this time around. We want C-type here. We have 5 high slots on our ship. So let's go ahead and buy 5 of those. We will also buy some large snub-nosed railguns. These are going to be used when we go for a brawling build. Maybe we don't buy them right now. Okay, we're now at 2,000 DPS, approximately. that's pretty good. That'll get us started really well. What else can we do here? So we've got our full fit. We don't have any fuel. We have chosen to go with fuel for our planets, but we're going to wait for those to do their thing. We also need to buy one more type of drone. So let's go ahead and buy our drone first. I personally run a lot of like low-end content, usually like Tech 10 encounters, which is what we'll be doing. And you really don't need anything more than like a Federation Navy Ogre or a Prototype Ogre. Gosh, those are expensive. Let's just go ahead and buy 4 of those. We're running out of money here, but we're almost ready. So in our drones area here, we're going to select this one and we're going to drop it in the drone bay. This will allow us to switch to that in space. Alright, the last thing we really need to buy right now, it will be under manufacturing materials. We're going to look at planetary resources, heavy water, and we're going to buy like 500,000 sounds about good. In doing so, we can go to our item hanger, and we can, let's go ahead and stack everything here. We can select this and hit refuel for our ship. That now means our ship can use the group shield booster if we need it. And we have 1 million fuel out of 1.2 million. That's good. You'll notice here that we are capacitor stable. That means we can run everything without running out of capacitor. But I would suggest leaving your shield booster off as we need to. Alright, let's go get our last module.
Autopilot engaged. Undocking.
Yay! Compensation for the maintenance. My goodness. We are really close to our ship. Alright, so this is the first time you're seeing this ship in space. It's a really nice looking ship.
Warp drive active.
Go ahead and take a screenshot there.
Destination docking request accepted.
And in this station, you will have another item that you may have accidentally bought. So we're going to go to our fit. We're going to click this button here. And we're going to fit our Federation Navy omnidirectional tracking link. This gives us 80 optimal range and 60 accuracy fall off. Alright. Let's go ahead and get our large railgun skills now. We want large railgun operation, large railgun upgrade to start with. We want to check these skills and how much they're going to cost to get to level 4. It's going to cost 271,000 on this one here. Or we can check upgrade, which we will actually probably go for instead. Yeah, let's go for large railgun upgrade. This will give us more accuracy falloff and optimal range. It's going to be very valuable to us. Let's just go to level 3 on this one. And we will go to level 4 on this one. Let's check what else we might need here. Nope, we have all the drone skills we're going to need. Okay, let's think here. Let's go ahead and get our advanced large railgun operations skill opened up. And we're going to put that up to level 3. So we have 37,000 experience left here. What else do we do? I don't think we really have much else to grab. Oh, I know what we need to grab. We need... Where is it? What does it fall under? Fleet support? Shield command? No. I'm looking for the group shield booster one. So that would be under maintenance, remote shield. This one we're gonna do. I'm gonna put this one as high as we can. This will also allow us to upgrade the next one here once we get some skill points. Let's go ahead and grab these maintenance rewards. Gives us a little bit more skill points, which we are going to put toward that remote shield operation. And we're going to hit train now on that. That will put both items in our skill queue. And now you're ready to start running missions. The Shanghai Journey Pass is... It's good if you're gonna grind through it, but if you're not going to, it's a little too expensive for... So for the cost of 1,399, you'll get the Shanghai Draw Supply, 10 of them, and 400 points. But otherwise, it's really not good. So I would recommend, if you are looking to unlock it, just do the basic one, the 399 Aurum. Okay, I think we've grabbed just about everything. If we hit share, we will be given 20 points. Alright, let's now go to Concord Pass. We're pretty much ready to get going, but we're gonna need some changes here. So I'm gonna reset this until we see planetary materials. There's only a few planetary material things that you can do. And that is all of them. That is the 600, the 2000, and the 1200. Now we're going to go for a bounty tick. That'll be over here on the left. Do I think we can make 50 million today? Yeah, it's really low chance. You might as well just assume that you're gonna hit the 60 box cap. I don't think we'll make 100 million. 2 million? Yeah, that's easy. And let's see if we can get to 10 million. 5 million works. I might want to just go to 10 million on here if I can get it. That's 100 million. That's 10 million. Good. So we've got the 2,000, the 2 million, the 5 million, and the 10 million. We're gonna go ahead and hit Mission Inheritance, even though we're at the end of the week. Normally you would do that, like, at the beginning of the Concord Fest. But we're gonna do that anyway, just so you get used to doing it. We also need to go to the Event tab and do the same thing for the Shanghai Pass. Shanghai Journey. And we're gonna re-roll these for ISK. So 6 million. That's awesome. We have 10 million here. That's 2 million there. That's pretty good. Let's see what other missions we've got. 10 million, 6 million, 2 million. Okay, that's all of the ISK ones we're gonna get. We're gonna go for 4 encounters. And we're also going to go for, you know what? Maybe instead of the encounters, we're gonna go for planetary. We're gonna go for planetary. So, the IP that you are given, you get 1,200 IP, roughly. That is only given to you because of the 7-day login here for the 200 IP. And then it was the Omega Special Deal, which gives you 1,000 IP. So you don't have enough to replace this ship if you die. That's why we're going for a ranged fit. Let's see what kind of range our railguns have now. 42 optimal, 21 fall off. Not the greatest, but it'll do. It'll help us. Alright, to start mission running, you have a couple of options. I would personally suggest going to a high-sec island. That would be, in our case, Klortler. We're going to set that as a destination, and we're going to hit more and save location. Hello, Sin. How you doing today? Alright, let's go ahead and go to Klortler.
Autopilot engaged. Undocking.
Everywhere you go here will be a safe jump, which is good. We need to take that off of the avoidance list. There's a really funny story about that, but I won't go into it today.
Warp drive active.
So what do you guys think? Do you think this character can do Dormant Realm 1 by itself? Do you think there's even a chance that it could? It's got good skills. It's missing the high slot weapon skills, but
Warp drive active.
it's there. This actually would go really well into like the Rattlesnake or the Dominix, if you wanted to swap over to a Dominix eventually, which would be a lot better than what you have here. Actually, is the Dominix actually better than the Praxis 2? This ship very well sets you up for getting yourself into something like a Dominix 2, which does have increased damage over what you would normally have. You can also look at like the Dominix Special Ops eventually. Very good ship. Railgun damage and drone damage here, but you need the expert skills. You can also go into something like the Dominix Navy issue, which is currently the best PvE battleship in the game. This would be a great option, eventually. I would just save your money, Kubi. I would go with the General Unit 9, unless you really need that extra 1%, or whatever it is.
Warp drive active.
I don't think it's worth spending the extra however much just to get 1% right now. We don't have any content in game where 1% is going to make the difference between life and death.
Warp drive active.
Okay, so, you know, we chose the sleeper mode earlier. What this will do for us is if we get in trouble, we can reduce our healing and our damage, but we can get a huge resistance bonus. That will help us really nice. Yeah, I don't know that it's worth spending the extra 600 million.
Warp drive active.
If you can afford it, just go for it, I guess. It's not that expensive compared to some other things, but that is a billion-ish, pretty much.
Warp drive active.
I have always really liked the Praxis. It's a good ship. So the reason why we're going to Clortler is it is called a high-sec island. High-sec islands are systems surrounded
Warp drive active.
by low-sec on all corners by 2 jumps, and that means you'll be able to reset missions in that system and get a bunch of missions in that system.
Warp drive active.
We are also given 1.8 million reset points. I wonder if it'd be worth resetting the afterburner skills and putting them into our railguns.
Warp drive active.
Yes, it is an exploration ship. The Sisters of Eve ships all are exploration ships, and they're really quite good for that. Society of Conscious Thought. That's the
Warp
right
drive
name,
active.
not Sisters of Eve. Society of Conscious Thought. They're very much explorers. Okay, we've got 3 more jumps. No, it only has bonuses for scanning. So I'm hoping one day we'll be able to have like scannable combat sites
Warp drive active.
for this ship. I think that would be a lot of fun.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, we've got one more good jump. Yeah, Praxis is different. You can't just buy this off the market.
Warp drive active.
And considering that, like, it's really not that bad on replacement cost, but you still don't want to lose it. Alright, welcome to Fortler,
Destination reached.
your high-tech island and probably your home for the next however many years. Alright, let's go ahead and start our encounter news board here. We already have 3 missions there. 6 missions. Nice. We're going to start with that. We need to abandon these. I messed up. These are all Tech 1. Alright, let's go to news. We're going to select over here. We're going to go Expert Tech 10. And we're going to hit refresh. Now we have it. Look at that. We only want to grab the missions in our system. We're going to do our normal missions first, and then we'll go do that really expensive mission that you saw me grab. This one here. This one we'll do at the end of these missions here. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and select our cosmic anomalies. There's a large waste seeker in Fortler. If you're here, grab it. Alright, so we're going to go to security set. We're going to warp to 100 kilometers by selecting and holding our mouse button or our thumb and dragging across the screen until
Warp drive active.
you get that 100-kilometer distance. Auto orbit needs to be off, auto attack needs to be on. And we're gonna lock on.
We're under attack. We're under attack.
We will activate one module at a time. And we're just kind of keeping an eye on the smaller ships in case they start getting close. and we're going to activate our implant so that way we have just that little bit extra range. We're going to put our target painter on the Imicus. What did I miss, Azim? Am I missing something? Right now, our railguns do not have very good range. I mean, you're only looking at about 60 kilometers. So what I think I am personally going to do, just to make this that little bit easier, we're going to reset our afterburner skills that we got. And we're going to upgrade our railguns here. We want range for our railguns. So we're going to go for these upgrades here. And now we can actually start hitting things at 80 kilometers. It's very... we have only the SP that we were given from all of the skill chips. So 44 million skill points. And I'm actually going to swap the afterburner to micro warp drive operation, because we're going to use that in Dormant Realms. We will turn on our hardware even though normally we don't have a problem. This will just give us a little bit of resistance.
We're under attack.
Right now I have no points left that I can use.
We're under attack.
And this is just kind of how it goes. This is how you're going to start earning money. This is how you're going to start being able to buy things. Let's have a look at that range again. We have 40, 50, 60, 9, so about 70 kilometers is our max range on the railguns right now. You almost always want your target painter on some target. Whatever it is that you're shooting at. Yep, it's definitely a little slow. I'm coming from a place where I have double or triple or even 10 times the amount of DPS that you're seeing on that fitting window.
Enemy ships
But this is a
detected.
great start for that. We're gonna wait just a moment,
We're under attack.
see if anything activates its micro warp drive. So that one there had a micro warp drive.
We're under attack.
From here on, we should just jump to the closest target. Hello, Num Nums. How you doing today? Good to see you. So far, pretty good. I think the ship does what it needs to. I really would have liked to have guards instead of wardens, but it's okay. Let's see what kind of blueprints we'd have to get. How many do you get on each one? 3? We're gonna go ahead and buy that. Because eventually we'll make enough money to actually build that. And we can have guards instead of wardens. Guards are a little bit better because they have a better damage type. They have better tracking. They just don't have as long of range, but usually their range is more than enough anyway. So let's see what our hot DPS is. It is 2,600. It's really not a whole lot, but it's there. Yeah, for day one, it's pretty good. Um, of course, you would want to upgrade to a different ship as soon as possible. Um, but, you know, it really is a good start. Let's go ahead and go to the next mission, now that we have completed that one. We made 2,500,000 on that mission completing it,
Drive active.
plus whatever the reward is. Plus whatever the reward is for killing the enemies themselves. And we're going to repeat this
We're
process
under attack.
as much as possible to make our money. This is the safest and easiest way for you to make money right now as a day 1 pilot.
We're
It
under
gives you
attack.
enough information on how to deal with the game, and it helps you learn module placement and how each one kind of interacts at different ranges. All without having the risk of dying, really. Yeah, going good. I don't really see a problem with this. I think this is the right fit for a day 1 player. So by activating that omnidirectional tracking link, we are given more range to deal with our targets. It's always best if your target is within optimal range. That means you're going to get the most damage out of it, so long as you can actually track them and kill them. Okay, our first bounty tick. So this is a bounty reward. is what you get every 20 minutes
Enemy ships
for
detected.
killing enemies.
We're under
5 million,
attack.
it's a start. It's gonna take you a while, but that's not
We're
a
under
horrible
attack.
thing.
We're under attack.
You can see here these ships are getting a little bit closer. But so far, really not a problem.
Enemy ships detected. We're under attack. We're under attack. We're under
Okay,
attack.
so this one's coming at us pretty quick. Let's go ahead and change our focus fire on that. Not yet. We would have to do Dormant Realms in order to get our levels on the implant. So this is just level 1 right now. But if we can get some Dormant Realms done, it could be huge. If anybody wants to join in on level 1 Dormant Realm 1, I will have that available for this. But we'll do that probably after we run the deserted lab. Yep, on this stream, we will just be doing level 1-1. So if you have any, like, throwaway characters or anything like that that you want to use, I just want to show off if a day 1 pilot can actually do that. Ah, well, good luck with that, Kubi. Okay, that mission is complete. Let's go ahead and go to our next mission here.
Warp drive active.
It's pretty slow going.
We're under attack. We're under attack.
But at least we're consistent. That's what I mostly care about. Yeah, it's pretty chill. There's not a whole lot to be worried about. And the day one is doing pretty good. I mean, I wouldn't expect the day one to have like 3,000 DPS just wrecking through all these things. That's just not reasonable. But if we could get our hands on like a Dominix 2, I think it'd be a lot better. I mean, if we could get 10 billion ISK and get our hands on a Dominix Navy issue, that's a whole other thing. Which, this all kind of leads into the Dominix series of ships. It's really the only option. Yeah, that's why I'm making this video, so people can see what they should be doing. And what they shouldn't do. That's why I built this fit, so they don't have to do literally anything other than just kind of look and maybe activate a couple of modules. There are certainly other fits that are much more exciting and same capabilities, but for one, we don't want to risk the ship itself. By the time they saw this.
Enemy ships detected.
Nah, they should be fine.
We're under attack. We're under attack.
Yeah, I don't think you will, but if you do, that's awesome. That would be really awesome if you do. Yeah, I wonder if there's any of those on the market right now. There's still not one on the market? That's a first. Okay, our target painter's on the wrong target, so we're gonna swap it to the correct one. Shit, if you put one on the market right now, You could probably sell it for like 180 billion ISK. No problem at all. And our videos from yesterday are doing quite well. A lot of people are interested in the Tech 10 jump and the Shanghai Carrier that came out. Seems like it's going quite good for getting traction. Oh, another patch. Interesting. I know I had one when I loaded up the game today. We are just slowly whittling away at this rope. This is another one of those ships, the rope, that we could actually fly. With the skills that we have. Like, if we can get our hands on a rope bomber, that'd be really cool, I think. Or we just get our hands on a normal rope. It's a good ship. Really good ship. Good lord.
Enemy ships detected.
Okay, wait for just a minute until you start seeing them lock you up,
We're under
and then start
attack.
locking them.
We're under attack.
You're gonna target the closest enemy. And there's another bounty tick. That was 6 million ISK. 7.2 actually. So something to keep in mind, if you come to this little triangle thing here, you go to bounty rewards, you can see your bounty ticks. You are given 10 commendations every week at Tech 10, which means you can duplicate one of your bounty ticks with one commendation. That'll just help you get your ISK moving along a little bit. So instead of having a 7 million bounty tick, we've now had a 14.5 million bounty tick because of that commendation. You really want to save your commendations for the largest bounty ticks that you've had. That way you're making the most of them. So I really do think that this is going to be the best way for you as a day one player to learn the mechanics and how things work. Especially since you have chosen to skip Tech 1 through 9, which included ship sizes, weapon types, different interactions. It's okay, Kumi. It's, it's expected not to get it early. Yeah, so I need to drag this character through level 1 dormant, Snoopy. I don't know who wants to join me, but if anybody wants to join me, we're gonna drag this character through it. Nice. Okay, we've got one more normal mission, and then we have the really hard one, which will take us quite a while to get through, I think.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, just if you want to join in, join in. Like, we're only doing level 1, so you don't need all that much tank.
We're under attack. We're under attack.
Gotta wait for this module to come off cooldown. There we are. Now we're back at it. Yay! Nice extra damage. Oh, this is actually going a lot better than I thought it would. Yeah, 8% more damage is really good.
Enemy ships
Okay, here
detected.
comes the second wave of this mission.
We're under attack. We're under attack.
Okay, time to start clearing out some enemies. Nice. It's so nice to be almost Tech 10. And it's way better to be Tech 10. trying to get through the shields of some of these ships is really hard. So that's why we have these damage modules to help us.
Enemy ships
Alright.
detected.
Next wave.
We're under attack.
There should be one of these destroyers that's
We're
gonna hit
under attack.
really fast. Cool. I want to see if it can complete the laboratory mission, and then I'll head over to a station so we can do that Dormant Realm. And I probably need to go back to Gina. Um, I'm thinking with this ship, either I would have to go with a tank brawling fit, because we said the guards had trouble, so I would have to do a tank brawling fit. I'm probably gonna have to swap out my target painter for another brute shield booster, and then pretty much make this a 2 more reds, a yellow, and a micro warp drive with the ogres. So I'm gonna try to do it the normal way. Maybe instead of a yellow, we go for damage control. Ah, he's bringing the Cobra. I'll be back in a minute.
Warp drive active.
We're under attack.
Alright, I am back. Had to deal with work.
We're under attack.
So we are in one of the harder missions that you can do. And I actually need to set this sort by distance. That way the closest ships are always going to be at the top. We're going to keep a close eye on this in case anything is just like zooming toward us. This mission in particular has more enemies than what you would normally expect from the encounter missions that we've been doing. And there is one mission that you should absolutely avoid at all costs until you have much better ship and equipment. And that being the 5.5 million Isklab mission. We need to stay away from that. It'll look just like this one, but it'll say 5.5 million ISK reward. Stay away from that. There is a enemy that spawns in that will absolutely wreck your day. And you cannot kill it in this ship. Yeah, I mean, I should be fine, Azim, but we'll see what happens. I want to see if it can do it. It should be able to. I mean, it's not much different from the usual fit we use on the Dominics here. It's just going to be a little bit slower to kill battleships. You can see we are taking a little bit of damage, but it's not much. It's not like it's going to kill you. Yeah. Come on, Azim. You know you want the Shanghai. The Shanghai. God, is there still none on the market? There's still none on the market. That's insane. I might literally be one of like 10 or 100 people that might have that ship. If there's nobody selling it on the market. Okay, we're going to use our shield booster to heal our shields just a little bit. All good now. We're going to turn off our shield booster so we don't drain our capacitor. Okay, that is the first wave. Here comes the second wave. They spawned a little closer than last time.
We're under attack.
Okay, we're going to start activating our group shield booster. This will give us a small amount of health to help supplement this and offset this damage. And you can see there's nothing to worry about right now. We've taken care of the fast ships, so it's just the slow, heavy hitters that are left. And that's your process of elimination. Get rid of the fast stuff, so you can take care of the slow stuff later on. So this group shield booster is using up 800 fuel every time it activates like that. and it is giving us 354 shield repair. And we're going to go ahead and activate our DPS and our tracking. Give us a really good chance to get rid of him. You can see the damage is stacking up a little bit, but that's why we have this shield booster. Hello, Jenner, welcome! We're just gonna let this shield booster run while we take care of these enemies. This is the day one Praxis pilot. Although, to be fair, theoretically it would be possible if you spent enough money. Okay, we're gonna turn off our shield booster now that we're pretty high up in our shield. We're just gonna finish this guy off. Oh, I'm sure there's a couple of people that might want to buy a Hubris.
Enemy ships detected.
Right, here we are for the next wave. They're a little bit further away this time. That's good.
We're under attack.
Once again, we're doing the same process of elimination. We're gonna get rid of the small ships,
We're under attack.
and then we get rid of the big ships. Alright, this wave went pretty good so far. Yeah, there were no notes for the patch, but I have a feeling it's probably a fix for some stuff that was bugged. Okay, let's go ahead and activate our tracking and our damage. That way we can get rid of these battle cruisers a little bit quicker. Each wave gets progressively difficult. Alright, bye QB, thank you for stopping by. I may have one more stream later in the day, I don't know. I can't say for sure. It jumps you to 554 in battleship skills. You even get, let me show you this. So you get 554 in battleships, and you get 554 planetology. This is highly important. We're gonna do our same thing so we can get rid of this Dominix 2. Yeah, it's 554 on all the battleship skills, 554 for planetology, 554 for electronic warfare and target management, and 554 on afterburner. I spec'd out of afterburner so I can put it into railgun skills. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off that group shield booster. Don't necessarily need it running right now. Yeah, I mean, it's a good purchase price for what you're given.
Enemy ships
This is
detected.
wave 4.
We're under attack. We're under attack.
This one's a lot further away from us.
We're under attack.
Yeah, you can do that day 1 now. if you check my YouTube, where I upload my streams and stuff, you can see exactly everything that you are given, and the stuff that even isn't part of the pack that you are given as well. Honestly, this thing does a lot better at 100 kilometers than it does at like 70. It's really weird. It's just that better tracking on the drones at that kind of range. Alright, thank you. I don't think I'll need it though, it's just a 4 millionist lab. Maybe the last wave could cause problems, but I doubt it. The only time it'll cause a problem is if it spawns like 70 kilometers away. It is Cadet Livingston. Nice, that was a good bounty kit. That was our first 10 million ISK made in one go. Let's go ahead and double that. So yeah, if this ship is comfortably running the 4 million ISK lab, you should be able to make, what is it, 30 million an hour or something like that? 40 million an hour? Without combinations. That is actually quite good. I'm gonna get an Azim in here in a fleet. That way, if anything goes wrong, he can come in and save us. You really should always be in a fleet if you are playing Eve Echoes. Have fun, find someone to have fun with. Don't just be a solo person like I am usually. It's been good fun having people around to run things with. Been super fun. How long does it take to kill a battleship? Oh my god. This is painful. Yeah, being in a fleet in low-sec or null-sec can save your life. Yeah, it's painful because I'm used to, like, ultra-high DPS and clear times. Like, even the single Dominic's Navy would be, like, 50% faster than this. Easily. But for a day one player, it's awesome. It's not bad. This is pretty good income for a day one player. Yeah, I get it, Forgotten. What are you thinking about moving over to?
Enemy ships detected.
Okay, let's do our usual. Lock
We're
up the
under
small
attack.
fast things. Wait for them all to
We're
start
under attack.
filling your screen.
We're under attack.
Okay, we only have a few small fast things. Nice. Yeah, I think right now the end goal for everybody is a super in, in many cases. I can't really say everybody, but we all dream about it, even though it's not realistic. Alright, we've pretty much taken out all the major threats. Now it's just clearing out all of the heavy hitters. The longer you take to kill these things, the worse it'll get for you as they slowly draw closer and closer and start to get within weapons range. Yeah, I really like the Shenhe. The Shenhai. It's so good. It's a very comfortable ship. I'm sorry if I have annoyed you guys over the last, like, day or so with all of these YouTube uploads and things like that. It's just, like, the perfect opportunity to get content out. Yep, I have a YouTube that has all of my past streams, or at least most of them. So if there's something you're interested in that I might have covered, it's up there and showing off exactly what I do. Oh my. Keep going on clearing out these enemies. At this point, I need to start considering flying the opposite direction. I'm not really in any risk, but it's just gonna save me a little bit of health and time. Now, if I remember correctly, I have a 64-kilometer drone command range. That means I can be 64 kilometers away from my warnings before I can't use them anymore. Okay, I'm gonna stop right here, since we're kind of out of range of all the guns anyway. Why doesn't my link work? It's Orion IKO, just like you see on my main account. Um, Let me see if I can pull it up here for you. I'm gonna mute the game. That should do it for you. Okay, and back into the game. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Yes, you can watch it all and have fun and make your decision based on what you see there. Oh, so you actually saw a few on the market? Because I have not seen a single one on the market. I've got people that want to buy it at 65 billion, which is a ripoff. Ah, private sales. It was probably deals for people and things. Alright, so from here on out, it should just be really easy to clear these guys out. It's just time consuming. Yeah, I get it. Yep, time to grind. Hmm. Man, I remember having this level of DPS a long time ago. I mean, it's gotta be a few years now, when I was just entering Tech 10 and having to be like this. We didn't even have laboratory missions back then. Back in my day, you had to work for your ISK, and everything cost half of what it does now. That's okay. Even if things are more expensive, we can make it work. Yeah, I remember Flex being 9,000 ISK in the first couple of days. God, I wish I had spent all of my ISK on buying Flex back then. Yeah, definitely. The missed opportunities in the past have really, caused some misfortune. But now I'm in a position where I can pretty much relax, and I know I'm gonna make my Omega every month. There is no worry for me. Unlike these new players coming into the game, where they have this brand new battleship here, and they have to grind really hard to try to buy, ISK, or to buy Flex with their ISK, so then they can buy Omega without having to pay for it. One of these characters that creates it on day one and has the 30 days of Omega Duo, this particular character, if it started right now like I have, would have to make, I think, 400 to 600 million. No, actually, I think it has to make almost 800 million ISK on its own, and then sell the materials from the Concord boxes in order to afford Omega every month right now. Okay, this will be the last battleship of this mission, which means a day one player can do laboratory missions without much problem. The only one that I would tell them to stay away from is the one that says 5.5 million ISK.
Autopilot engaged.
Alright, Azim, this is gonna take me a minute, but I'm gonna jump all the way to Gina.
Warp drive active.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit rough if you've got yourself in that position. You need to figure out what's costing you so much and figure out how to reduce that and still be more than profitable.
Warp drive active.
Ah, okay. That makes more sense now. I mean, how many days is that going to take you? Is that like a month?
Warp drive active.
That is 2,000 days to get the Super plus all of the fittings and stuff. That's wild. That's multiple years. That's 5 years, man. At 500 million a day.
Warp drive active.
Or, you, in the next 5 years, Nennies decides to, Nennies decides to sell a Concorde Super, and now you have a Super.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, of course you've got a lot of other stuff that really helps. But man, 500 million a day is rough to stay on top of in high sec. It's much easier in low sec and null sec. No, what you do is you take all that work that you put into the game, and you make that Concorde Super just like
Warp drive active.
an insane ship. Yeah, I'm working on autopiloting Tajito right now, Azim. I'm gonna set up my fit for Dormant 1-1, or at least what I think will work. Um, and we'll see what happens. Because if an if a day one player can do Dormant Realm 1-1,
Warp drive active.
um, that's actually really good for them. It'll give a very basic income. It'll help them level up their implant to like level 10.
Warp drive active.
Um, Forgotten mentioned in that conversation earlier that it just isn't the right ship for him. I'm sure there's other reasons, but that's a very valid reason.
Warp drive active.
Have you considered putting the close-in weapon system on your hubris?
Warp drive active.
Nice. I really want, like, a dreadnought or a battleship that only uses those.
Warp drive active.
I think that would be a lot of fun to have a capital ship that only has close-in weapons. Azim,
Warp
do you
drive
know if I
active.
should be running the snub-nosed railguns for this? Or if I should just stay with the rifle? Hello, welcome back.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, I think so. So we're gonna have to buy some snubs. We're gonna have to buy a damage control. But I think that should do it, right? Oh, and a micro warp drive. We need to buy a micro warp drive.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, the drones will definitely be doing the most damage. By far. I feel that. They really need to give us, like, the option to change the, wallpaper for the login screen.
Warp drive active.
That's okay, it'll be gone in a month.
Warp drive active.
Hey, we we finally got invited for Twitch affiliate.
Destination. Docking request accepted.
I've got to sign off and do all that stuff. Let me bring up my Discord. Yeah, it's a bit of paperwork. So I'll probably do that, like, at some point in the future when I have it done right. And we'll see what goes from there. Yeah. Let's go ahead and grab our rewards for running the missions. Well, it may not be today. I'm sure on that. We'll see what I end up doing today. Okay, let's also grab our Concord Pass reward. Let me go ahead and swap these out for 5th C-Type adaptives. This is why we bought them. I need a damage control. Nothing too expensive. Maybe something like an Imperial Navy or Federation Navy? Maybe a basic. Yeah, that's awesome, General. I'm glad you got it. Yeah, I'm thinking of basic damage control 7.9 versus 8.2. That's probably worth having. And then I also need a micro warp drive. We need something kind of cheap, but it'll get us where we need to go. Why are Republic fleets so cheap? I'm buying one. Okay, we're gonna equip the damage control. And we're gonna equip the micro warp drive. So note that without the Nosferatu and without the micro warp drive, we have about 10 minutes of running everything here. With the Nosferatu active, we're gonna be cap stable. Just don't leave your micro warp drive running. It's not a good idea. We also need to buy those those snub-nosed railguns. Oh my god, 800 of the Tesseract cores. So, railguns. Large snub-nosed railguns. And we want C-Type. It's gonna cost us about 34 million. But that's why we did some grinding earlier. I don't think I'll need this, but I would like to have the extra group shield booster. Let's just go for 3 group shield boosters. Yeah, Jitter's been waiting on a nanocore for a long time. Alright, let me undock real quick. We'll see what our resistances are like.
Undocking.
What kind of defense we're working with. Okay, with our defenses active, we have 77% across the board on resistance. With 217,000 EHP. If we activate our damage control, we have 553,000 EHP with 91% across the board. If we activate the Sleeper Nanocore ability, we have 1 million EHP with 95% across the board. Without the damage control, we are at 435,000 EHP with 89% across the board. And then we have a 300-second cooldown, which drops us right back to our normal defenses.
Docking request accepted.
Right, I'll be back in just one more minute. Yeah, I like the look of the oil slick pattern that it has. It's really kind of nice. But that's what I would call that, like oil slick coloration. You're right outside the station, huh? Nice. Alright, so we're gonna get ready to do a Dormant Realm with our with our day 1 character. We are currently on our... When did I create that? It was after stream yesterday. Okay, so that was 13 hours ago. So we are on hour 14. And we're going to start doing Dormant Realms. Does that not sound crazy to you? Jinner's gonna be in-game, so... not Jinner. Azim's gonna be in-game, so... Yeah, totally normal day 1. Okay, we're gonna go... Title Lock. This is the one that we were doing. Okay, we have this one here. What? Alright, we're gonna get into it. Like I said, we are 14 hours into this character. Most of that was me sleeping. We have about 4 hours of actual game time. Okay, I'm gonna zoom out so I can start doing this. Auto orbit is off, auto attack is on. Good. Okay, we're gonna turn off our micro warp drive.
We're under attack.
Gonna let these run. We're going to get a second wave here in just a moment. Okay, they are back again.
We're under attack. We're under attack.
So I definitely would not go into this solo. It would be a little too difficult, I think, for this ship. And start getting our ship pointed in the right direction. Okay. Let's get moving. Gonna orbit that. I'm gonna turn that off after this cycle to preserve some capacitor. We probably could have had one more cycle.
We're under attack.
Okay, that was the first wave of Tower 2. Man, I should have named this guy Day 1. I lost that opportunity. Darn it. I think I can still rename the character, right? Okay, here comes the second wave.
We're under attack.
I should just rename him T10 Day 1. Honestly, this is going really well with me and Azim.
We're under
I mean, it
attack.
is only level 1 Dormant Realm, but... yeah, I'm pretty happy with that performance. Okay, we got the noise, let's go ahead and start moving. Yeah, I honestly think that this was the right pick for them. Gonna let it go.
We're being warp scrambled.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely could do Alpha's carrying. I think the capacitor is a bit of a problem. I might get more use out of group capacitor boosters. Instead of the Nosferatu.
We're under attack. We're under attack. We're under attack.
god, 15 billion on 10 wave crabs? I guess that's not too bad.
We're under attack. We're under attack.
Alright. So, a day 1 player with 14 hours
Docking request
can
accepted.
do Dormant Realms. And we did it in 13 minutes, too. Let's look at a group capacitor booster. I'm getting more out of that than I would my Nosferatu, but it's 30 seconds. And the Nosferatu is much, less than that. Let's see, what would I change on this? I don't know that I would change anything on this, because we need the extra low slot. Alright. So, that is what to expect as a day 1 player, and even some things that I didn't expect it would do. Namely, Dormant Realm. This ship actually performs alright. It's not very slow, when you have a micro warp drive on it. I'm actually fairly impressed by their choices that they've made for this Tech Leap program. Always remember, Eve is a lot more fun with friends. So if you are a day 1 player that has chose to do this, find yourself a community to join, hang out, have fun, and just learn the game. A lot of us have spent 5+ years playing this game, so we don't exactly talk about every aspect of the game. But we know it so well in our heads that you can just work together so flawlessly. So I highly recommend finding yourself a corporation, doing the tutorial for the game, and just have fun. So thank you all so much for joining me today. I appreciate everything you guys have done for me. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. I really wouldn't. We have just been recruited, I guess, to the Twitch affiliate program. Super excited about that. I'll get that set up eventually, whether it be today, tomorrow, next week, I don't know. But I'll get it set up eventually. Until then, thank you all so much for joining me, and I will see you on the next one.